Hello, welcome to another edition to LeRoy Butler's Kitchen for my new cookbook. I am at the beautiful studio slash kitchen at Syndic's Balustrade, owned and operated in Whitefish Bay. And today we're going to do some seafood stuff and chicken stuff, but don't worry about it, it's no big deal. But the first thing we're going to do, we're going to cook a little tilapia, and I'm going to show you how to cook it at a fast pace, but at the same time it'll be very delicious. So the first thing you want to do is basically put a little olive oil in a nice warm pan. I got 2 pieces of tilapia here, and I'm going to just put them in here. Okay. Now remember, the seafood is very, very sensitive. You don't want to overcook it. So as that begins to cook, I got some fettuccine in another pot, and I want to add some other ingredients. Now the first ingredient I want to do is put a little seasoning, a little lard and seasoning salt in there. Now you can use any kind of fish that you want. If you want to use some whitefish, if you want to use trout, bluegill, doesn't matter, it's the same recipe. Now traditionally with fish, you want to not overcook it. You can cook it on each side, give or take 2 minutes at the most. Remember now, we're not frying it, we're sauteing it. It's a big difference. As they're cooking there. And here's a nice meal for a young man that wants to cook for his significant other. But if you're a young lady, when you come home, go look in the garbage and make sure he didn't go out and buy some takeout food and put it on a plate. It's a big difference if he puts the effort into cooking it. Now me or Van, we would never do that. We would put the work into cooking it. Well, I would. I don't know about Van. He might try anything. And of course, I always recommend the noodles, the Syndic's noodles, just shot on that, because they cook a lot faster, and for some reason, a lot of noodles takes 10 minutes, that's only 7 minutes before it's nice and tender, and for some reason, it doesn't break apart like some of the other fettuccines you might see. Okay. Now what we want to try to do right here, we want to add the fettuccine right out of the pot, right into the pot here. And this is all olive oil, so you don't have to worry about it being a lot of oil in there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to make sure that's nice and pretty when it tastes good. Okay. And I'm a big component of using 1 or 2 pots so it doesn't make a whole lot of mess. You can keep everything and serve it. Wrap to your family. You can take this 1 pot, put a little warmer down and sit it right there, and you can start to serve it right out of here. So with that cooking, we want to add some fresh peppers. Some sweet peppers here. There we go. Just kind of shake it around there and put the love in it that you're supposed to. Now, as that's going on, what you want to try to do now is put kind of a crust on it, or kind of seal all the flavor. And I use breadcrumbs. And if you want to use that, you can, but you don't necessarily have to as a part of the recipe. But I just recommend it because it gives it that nice crust flavor. And I know a lot of people use the breadcrumbs with the Italian seasoning in it. You know, and pretty much that's okay, but you try to limit your seasoning. Because again, I try to promote not using a lot of seasoning. Because remember, you can always add, you just can't take it out. One here. Okay. And the last thing you want to do is you want to put some fresh parsley flakes in there. Oh man, that smells good. There you go. And you can get this recipe at my new cookbook, LeRoy Butler, Leaping Into the Kitchen, Volume 2, only at Cindy's Dollar Tree, owned and operated. Doesn't that look nice?